On this episode of EV Rider, we're on our way to meet Joe Petty. He's got a 1967 Lotus Elan. It was actually one of the inspirations for Mazda's Miata MX-5. His car is a true survivor. From here, let's have Joe pick up the story.
It had been sitting in a garage on Miami Beach for about 20 years, hadn't been driving, so fortunately, since it's a fiberglass body, there's no rust. So that was a nice part of it, but all the brakes, engine, all the metal parts were pretty much frozen. But otherwise in very good shape. There's not much chrome, and like I say, everything's fiberglass, so that's a big help. Now they were built from 62 to 72, so this is right in the middle. Series 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is a Series 3. It has electric windows, so it has the window frames, and that's also part of the mechanism or the support for the convertible roof. Now the earlier cars, the Series 1 and 2, you had to lift the windows up and they would stay in place with a counterbalance mechanism, and you had a piece you inserted in there to seal up the roof over the top of the door. But the same basic engine, it's the Lotus Ford twin cam built by Cosworth. Lotus it's a Ford engine, and Cosworth builds a modified head for Lotus. They make about 100 horsepower, give or take, and the car's 1,500 pounds. They made a racer version that was around 1,300, but headlights pop up on vacuum. It's the basis for the Mazda Miata. It's about a foot shorter. Mazda bought a couple of them, measured them, sized them, decided what they liked, what they didn't like, and built the first Miatas. Around 17,000 built over the full run. There might be, estimates are there are under 2,000 still running around the world. Now they're built in England, available in right or left-hand drive, depending on where you're going in different markets. This particular one is called an Elan SE. A lot of people say special edition, but Lotus refers to it as safety edition. Actually, this car was British Racing Green, or one of the British Racing Greens, when it was new delivered. It was repainted yellow before I got it, and then I went with this color because the yellow is much more visible, and this is a very small car. Now the bumpers are fiberglass, so they're not going to be chrome. You're going to have trouble with that. Little piece of chrome trim here, of course, but that's it.
Now tell me what it's like to drive it.
Nice car, like a big go-kart. Very clicky little shifter. It's 4-speed. Probably like an MG Midget, but 2 or 3 times the horsepower. Okay. So you got a lot more of it. This is 4-wheel disc brakes, independent suspension. It's derived, a lot of it, the drivetrain is derived from the English Ford of the era, but Lotus does special things to make it a lot better.
This is all original electronics. I don't have an alternator or anything. It's just the old generators and points and all these things you might read about in history books. It's just a delight to drive.
Okay, confession time. I'm an English sports car fan. Back in the day, I had a 1977 MGB, and after that, a 1979 TR7. As far as cars have come, there's still something that not even the Miata can quite capture about an English sports car from the 1960s or 70s. And that is the essence of what makes Joe's 1967 Lotus Elan so special. If you've enjoyed this episode of EV Rider, please give it a like and consider subscribing.